You're going to write an objective summary of one of the poems in your packet, and I'm going to talk you through an example with those winter Sundays. So this is the page in your packet that you are using to help you write your objective summary. And you've written these before with your one-pagers and for Partly Cloudy, so it's a form that you all are familiar with. You want to make sure that you have a topic sentence that introduces the poem's title, the poet, and the thematic idea, and uses an academic or analytical verb to reveal the theme. And on this page in your notebook, in your packet, you have this list of analysis verbs. And then after you do that, you're going to make sure to talk your way through the poem, moving from the beginning through the middle to the end. You could go stanza by stanza, or just kind of that beginning, middle, end pattern. What does the poet reveal or talk about as the poem progresses? And you can use these transition words to guide your way through that. So my example is over here, and I'm going to talk you through how I put these pieces from the assignment together to make this paragraph. So when I look at those winter Sundays and my first read annotations, I have a paraphrase of each stanza over here, and then I have my reactions. But I went back and just looked for the strongest emotions so that I could find this theme here. So the strongest emotion that I got from the first stanza was this line, "No one ever thanked him," and the fact that we are introduced to this father figure, and then the first stanza leaves us with that idea of the whole family, including the speaker, not being grateful for the sacrifices the father makes. That leaves me with the impression that he feels ungrateful, and he's emphasizing that. We have the anger come up in the second stanza with the chronic angers of the house. And then in the last stanza, when he talks about these other things that his father did to take care of him, and the fact that he was indifferent towards him, and then questions his childhood self, what did I know, of love's austere and lonely offices, that seems very filled with regret. So I took those ideas of ungrateful and regret and worked that into this thematic statement. Robert Hayden explores the way children who are unaware of or ungrateful for their parents' sacrifices may regret it later in life. So in my topic sentence, I have my title, the poet, I have my analysis verb, and then I have this statement of theme. And then I use my transitions in the beginning of the poem, and I just talk through what happens in the first stanza, so the most important information we get. The speaker recalls cold mornings when his father, a laborer, woke up before the rest of the family to warm up the house. Hayden includes the line, "No one ever thanked him," showing the speaker's lack of appreciation for the way his father provided. So I thought that was an important line to include in the summary because it seems to be what the whole rest of the poem is built around. And then we're to the second stanza. So I've got this transition here. In the second stanza, the speaker reveals that his family home was often filled with anger. And then in the final stanza, he remembers the ways his father cared for him through his actions before questioning his childhood understanding of love. So in my objective summary of the poem, I've got the title, the poet, I've introduced the theme, and then I've walked step by step through the poem using those transition words. And that's what you're going to do for one poem in your packet.